Welcome everybody to NXT review for March 14th, 2018. Let me put it to you this way, guys. This was a packed full hour of matches, storyline telling, and championship that was on the line. The contract signing for the NXT World title was very entertaining, by the way. Somebody who doesn't deserve to be claimed having privileges like so-called Brock Lesnar does, but apparently the NXT World Champion, Andre Simulanes, I can't pronounce his last fucking name and I don't really care. I'm not Spanish, so leave me alone. Anyway. He didn't show up for the contract signing. So his manager, let me scroll down here. His manager, who Zelina Vega, is now apparently Paul Heyman for Andre Simulanes. She's his advocate, talking about how he's going to kick Aleister Black's ass, how he's going to make him humiliated at his very first ever title opportunity for the NXT World Championship. Aleister Black has actually gotten very good on the microphone of late. In comparison to the last time I ever heard him on the microphone, he has gotten more comfortable on the mic than I have ever seen him before. Number one, he sounds a lot like CM Punk on the microphone. Very relaxed, very confident in himself. He has charisma on the microphone. There's no swagger behind him. It's just him being him. There's nothing sugar-coated. There's nothing fabricated. Nothing. It's just him being Aleister Black, the character. He's not trying to go out of his way to awe and shock you with things that he does. He was humorous on the microphone tonight. Zelina Vega is short. She's like 5 foot, maybe 5 foot, 5'1" at the most. And, you know, Aleister Black being as tall as he is, he's almost probably like 6'7", maybe. And he went ahead and he sat down first and he said, well, now that we're on the same level here, and everyone started shouting, you're too short. He went ahead and he went on to say, maybe Andre isn't here tonight because he's afraid he's just going to come up a little too short at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Which was a very funny line since he was mentioning towards her height again. Now, he was taking one shot after another with her, and it led from one thing to another, and she ended up slapping him in the face. Eventually, he finally signed the papers. She signed for Andre to have the match. Now, isn't that forgery there? I don't quite understand why. There was a logic gap there, which is something I never see on NXT. There's never really any major logic gap here. But she signed his name on the dotted lines. Technically, that is a forge on the contract. He didn't really sign the contract to begin with. So, in retrospect, is this match supposed to be, in our minds, supposed to be legitimately on? I mean, come on. I'm getting technical here, a little close to detail, but come on, guys. I mean, like, that was a little fucking retarded. Andre should have been at this contract signing. But at the end of the day, we got to see Johnny Gargano's wife kick Zelina Vega's ass in the middle of the ring and outside the ring. So it was pretty nice to see that as the show went off the air. So I did enjoy watching that. Now, getting into the matches, there was quite a few matches. I think there was about 4 or 5 matches in a 1-hour spectrum. So I was very shocked by this. So here's the deal. Uh, the first match was one of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament Classics or whatever. The match was Sanity versus Tino Sabatelli and Reddick Moss. Sanity actually wins this match. I catch the ending of the match. And it was an okay match. I actually could tell the fans were really into it. It looked like a decent match. So I was pretty happy to see that one. Ciampa came out. Once again, nothing too different than last week. He got a course of boos. Every time he tried to grab a microphone to explain himself to the crowd, they'd boo him. They'd tell him he sucks. They'd have a few Johnny, let's go Johnny, Johnny sucks chants, which kind of is weird. Why would there be any Johnny sucks chants? This is the second time in a row I've heard that. Apparently, Atlanta don't really like Johnny Gargano, some of them, which is kind of fucking retarded. He's one of the best wrestlers in today's day of Daniel Bryan in this modern day era of wrestling. Now that Daniel Bryan is no longer wrestling in the WWE, and he's just a frontman character that we get to see every Tuesday night. So it wasn't nothing too different about this. Less dramatic. He didn't really rip up any signs or anything like that. So really, this one was a little toned down than last week. So I don't know why they didn't this time have him talk and speak to the crowd. Maybe tell the crowd to shut the hell up, let him speak, something of that kind of nature. Having him react back in a verbal sense than just giving them dirty looks to the fact that he didn't appreciate the fact that he couldn't talk to them. But that's not here or there. That's their decision. So I'm not too depressed about it. I just kind of wish they would change something up about this whole Ciampa thing and let him actually speak to the crowd and react in a negative way towards them as they boo him so that he can get whatever it is to unfold the storyline to us to why he turned on Johnny Gargano in the first place and then cost him his job in the process. So Dakota Kai defeated Lacey Evans. These two women is a first time ever match for me to see them in action. Evans targets the arm of Shayna Baszler, is injured. What the hell? Well, anyway, but Shayna Baszler comes out after Dakota beats Lacey Evans and targets Dakota. After that, Ember Moon comes out. They have a little bit of a back and forth action going on, and Baszler finally gets her ass kicked by Ember Moon and gets hit with Ember Moon's finisher. So they officially, and it was hit by the Eclipse. They officially did announce on the NXT episode tonight that Ember Moon will defend her NXT championship, a women's championship, against Shayna Baszler. So that should be a very entertaining match. I hope that match turns out as good as the first time, and maybe this time Shayna Baszler walks away the new women's champion, because I really dig what this chick's got to offer as a in-ring competitor. So I do like what she has to offer as a wrestler. She was nothing as an MMA fighter, so she actually does have the look of a really standout competitor as like a Ronda Rousey does right now. So she's believable. She's an ass kicker, and I believe with her characteristics, her personality, she looks like a female version of Samoa Joe. Let's just put it that way. The Street Profits faced the Heavy Machinery. This was actually a very entertaining match. I actually enjoyed both teams in this match, both back and forth action, and the Street Profits. Sorry, I talk on the phone for 8 hours a day, sometimes 9, my job, so excuse me for the fact if I get tongue-tied when I talk here. But yes, Street Profits walk away winning this match, moving on to the second round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Decent match overall. Did like the back and forth action, so nothing too extraordinarily bad about this match. Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole, baby! Adam Cole got his ass kicked by Pete Dunne in this match, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Adam Cole, after a while, started getting some kind of offense in this match. But most of the match, Pete Dunne was kicking ass. I liked the in-ring work by both of these guys, though. Unfortunately, it did end up being a disqualification thanks to the Undisputed Era with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. They interfered in the match and attacked Pete Dunne, costing the match for Adam Cole. But I guess they were just trying to avoid from any pinfall or submissions done to Adam Cole, causing him to have any serious loss under his record, which he's been accumulating over the last couple of months, in my personal opinion. But in-ring work by both of them, outstanding, very entertaining, hard-hitting. Both men very, very good in the ring, and I really would like to see these two guys go at it one more time for the UK Championship. It would be my delight to see this match happen at an NXT TakeOver event. It's not going to happen this one coming up, but I would like to see it maybe at another NXT TakeOver event in front of 15,000 plus people. I think that would be very good for both of these guys. Roderick Strong did come down to the ring to protect Pete Dunne. I think this would be a very good idea if they were to have Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong compete at NXT TakeOver in a rematch for the UK Championship. The reason being is it would be nice for Pete Dunne to have another title defense to make that title build some prestige to it. Title hasn't been defended too much as it has been since he won the title. I think he's defended it about 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 at the most, and he's been champion for over 6 months, I believe. So he hasn't been really defending it month to month. It's been more like once every couple of months. So I hope that they eventually get that taken care of and give us some title prestige to that championship, because overall, though, in-ring work by the men that compete for that title give that title more and more prestige and more value than probably any other championship on the WWE roster. I mean, outside of the NXT championship belts, that is the only outside championship belt that's not a NXT title that is prestigious, in my personal opinion. Tyler Bate did an outstanding job as champion. He defended it for a couple of months, lost it to Pete Dunne. They all competed very hard to win that championship at the tournament that they had, and it was great. And this was no different. This was a very much of a classic match with no ending, though. That was the problem. But overall, it was a very good match in itself. It just needed a proper ending. But I think that might lead to them facing each other again later on at an NXT TakeOver event. Now, that's pretty much everything on the card overall. I already discussed what happened in the main event, which was the contract signing for the NXT World title. So at this time, guys, leave your comments and opinions down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the event. And hit the like button if you liked the video, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Alright, thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and have a great night.